Polska here reporting for Street 10, and today we're going to be looking at the Gigabyte P2532. This is a 15.6-inch notebook, and it's running the Intel Sandy Bridge Core i7 processor. When this was first announced, it was one of the thinnest, if not the thinnest, Core i7 15-inch on the market. You can see here at the front it's 26.5 millimeters and goes all the way up to 35. So it is an incredibly thin, incredibly stylish notebook. You can see around here it even has this kind of brushed silver finish, and it's got a matte black top. So this is a pretty sweet multimedia computer. So why don't we take a closer look? So the Gigabyte P2532 has this kind of great black matte finish. It is fairly fingerprint resistant, except for if you have greasy paws. The Gigabyte logo is a little bit big for my liking, but I do like the way that they've kind of used this chrome around the edges. It gives it kind of an elegant feel, and the hinge for sure kind of has this, you know, wrap around right to the bottom. One of the things that you'll notice if you look at it straight on is the computer kind of has this trapezoid kind of angle. So what this means, if you're actually using it and it's plugged in and you look straight down, all the ports are below, so it's a little tough to figure out where things are. Eventually after use you kind of figure out where all the ports are, but it's a little bit to get used to in the beginning. If we take a quick walk around the system, you see the Kensington lock, an Ethernet port, HDMI, a 4-in-1 card reader, 2 USB 3.0s, which I really like. These give you really great fast transfer speeds. And if this is kind of a multimedia kind of unit focused on playing large files, you're going to want to be able to transfer those large files quickly. So here we have some audio ports here at the front, or on the side. Around the front, all you can see is speaker. This has 5 speakers and 1 subwoofer. We'll be testing out the sound in just a minute. And if you're looking to upgrade, the thing that I like about Gigabyte computers is they have really easy access to the parts, so you will be able to mod this without any issue. If we keep on going around the other side, we have a DVD player, which I'm actually a little disappointed that this is a DVD player and not a Blu-ray player, because the graphics card can handle Blu-ray. So that, for a luxury model, I would say they should have upped the ante and put Blu-ray in here. So here we have a USB and Esata port in one. I like to see that because I don't always use Esata, but I like having extra USBs. So it's nice that they provide us with that option. Around here we have VGA, and there's the PSU. Around the back, we have these great kind of racing-inspired vents for the heating. Now, Core i7s do tend to run a bit hot, and when you try to thin the profile down, and this is 35 millimeters here at the back and 26 at the front. So when you get to something this thin, heat's definitely going to become an issue, and they've taken this very seriously by putting these huge heat vents, 2 of them right on the side. And so far, all the testing that we've done, we haven't found that the unit gets significantly warm. Now, if we open it up, the display is what really kind of has me in love with this machine. This is the P2532N, which means this is a 1980 by 1080 or 1920 by 1080 display, and it is a beautiful display. This is a gorgeous display. Let's take a look at this Hong Kong timeline. It's a time lapse of Hong Kong. I mean, the screen is great. The colors are, well, obviously boosted, but it still looks really, really good. You see all of these fast-moving boats and everything. You don't see any blurring. So far, I haven't seen any zebra striping or anything like that. I'm really quite in love with this display. Now, there is another model, the P2532V, which comes with 3D capabilities. Now, we don't have that unit, so we won't be testing that out. Now, going with multimedia, why don't we try the speakers out? Zero distortion. I mean, this will easily fill the room. Like if you had people over for say a bit of a party, you could actually probably even make this happen if your living room was small enough. So fantastic. Really, really fantastic. So that's that's kind of a test of the speakers. You can see them down here along the back. There's 5 speakers in one subwoofer, like I mentioned before. It's got the THX Live Audio Pro on here, so you can really kind of play around with it and get your speaker settings to exactly where you'd want it. I really enjoyed this feature. If this would open up, you could see you can actually kind of you have a lot of options for how you'd like to set up your speakers. So now taking a look at or getting back to the device itself, I dislike these stickers. I always do, but you can take them off, I guess. You can just peel them right off, not a big deal. Now this does come with a 2-year warranty, which I do like to see. And the keyboard is a full keyboard with number pad. I had a little bit of an adjustment as I kept on hitting the home key instead of the delete key. I kept on hitting the num lock instead of the backspace. That I definitely had some time adjusting to a keyboard this large, because generally I'm on a smaller one. So, but for a desktop replacement, it is kind of nice to have the number pad here. The trackpad is fairly decent in size. There's a huge space between the spacebar and the trackpad, so you definitely won't be accidentally hitting it. I just like the fact that this is a single mouse button. I feel that there is a significant amount of dead space here in the beginning, and if you listen to this, the keys are a little bit stiff and clicky, but the trackpad itself is kind of texturized. The rest of the unit kind of has this silky, like almost like fingerprintless feel, but the trackpad has this rough, engaging feeling. I quite enjoy it. There's some trackpads that I feel are a little too rough, and they kind of actually get on my nerves after extended use, but so far this trackpad has stood up very well, and apart from the single mouse button and the clickiness, it's definitely not too bad. The keyboard itself is amazing to type on. You don't really get any flex when you push down. There's a moderate amount, but nothing significant. So the keyboard is really great. The display itself, I get no reflexing when I push on the back. Oh, maybe I do just a little bit there. No, barely. Yeah, but I'm giving it. So the display, completely in love with it. The other thing that I think I would have liked to see a little bit more of is if we check the brightness. So here's at 10%, all the way up to 100. I kind of feel that this could have gone 20% brighter. So let's play the time lapse again and take it down. Yeah, see, I wouldn't mind 2 more. Because if you are going to use this, say, outside, I mean, it's 15.6 inch, so you probably won't be dragging it around. But if it is a sunny day inside, you might want just a little more. And it never hurts at night if you're going to be watching movies on it to kind of have that option. At the top here for physical keys, we have the power button. There's physical volume buttons, and then there's also this smart manager. Now, Gigabyte's included this as a bit of an extra. The reason why I do like it, you can turn the touchpad on or off automatically here. It helps you with monitor switching if you're going to be, say, plugging this into your TV. The USB 3 on and off I think is incredibly important, because Gigabyte's computers, unlike many others on the market, will actually eat your battery if the USB 3 is on. A lot of the other units, it doesn't affect power consumption, but on Gigabyte's units it does, so it's very nice that this is an option here. Now the camera on and off isn't great. The camera period isn't that great. We'll get to that in just a second. But you have power plan, just screen brightness. So I mean, this is a nice little add-on for Gigabyte computers. But why don't we throw on this AMCAP, which is the program that it comes with. And well, you can see, hey, I look terrible. Not because I feel like I'm not wearing any makeup, but because, well, I'm pixelated. Well, now I'm just not moving. Now it's frozen. Excellent. Well, let's try launching that one more time. Hold on. Here we go. So this program appears to have stopped working, but you got a brief kind of look at this 1.3 megapixel camera, and it definitely didn't have strong strong camera abilities. In low light, it's very, very minimal. So this has just been a quick look at the 15.6-inch Gigabyte P2532. Would I buy it? I believe it's retailing for $1,300 in the US. I'd say a big yes for that. I believe it's $16.99 in Australia, which means it's fairly competitively priced. Really, when it comes down to it, the pros tend to outweigh the cons. I mean, I thought originally that there would be a lot more things that I disliked about it. With the kind of angled side, I found it very difficult to get used to being able to plug anything in. But the display really seems to have taken it away from me, and the speakers. So this gets I recommend this. So Gigabyte P2532, and I'm Nicole Scott reporting for Tweaktown, taking a look at a very nice piece of hardware.